Hello, I'm Steve Carlson. I'm the Dean and Rector of Christ Church Cathedral in Indianapolis. I'm blessed as a pastor that people invite me into their lives and often share very personal things with me about what really matters to them. And this summer, with so many shootings of unarmed African American men in our nation, members of my incredibly talented and diverse staff opened up about what it really feels like to be Black, to be a Latina in our culture. And people spoke from their hearts. And I'm so thankful that this group of diverse, talented, faithful clergy and lay people, after we had our conversation, really wanted to share it more broadly, to share it with the church and with our community, because we think that we need to hear these conversations. We think that in our nation today, we're polarized and divided, and it's really important that we learn to listen with compassion and with concern to each other.
So that's where I was, on last Wednesday, starting staff meeting, trying to deal with my feelings, trying to do my job. I didn't want to go in. I didn't want to have to, have my feelings so close to the surface about things I can't control, about things about people that I don't even know. I thought, well, maybe what I should do is read an excerpt from Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. And I just thought, we're going to read this book, a portion of this book. And I was self-conscious at first, thinking this is such a long excerpt. But I knew that that's all I could do. So I looked in the book. I couldn't look at anyone because I was on the edge, but I needed to just get through it. And then that began a long, very good, deep and frank conversation.
It struck me how profound all of the events, especially last week, had on my life. I have always considered myself a person who's well-educated, been able to pretty much go anywhere, do mostly anything I'd like to do. But it was during these shootings that I realized that this really is happening to people that look like me.
We'll lie to ourselves. We'll look at the images and say, oh, well, no, well, this is what happened. And we know that that's not what happened. It's it.
Being the father of two Black children has placed me in a very interesting position throughout my life. And many times when I've walked with my son different places, we will be watched in malls. We will be at least viewed as being less than if I were by myself.
Well, my son Julius, just even a month ago, we went into a convenience store, and I went one direction to go pick up something. He went another direction, and the shop person followed him,
My children have experienced, and I've been with them, the kind of silent racism that goes on. Some of the things, the way they're treated versus, their white counterparts as they've grown up.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. In another part of the country, northwest part of the country, I went to a remote area just for a vacation. And I walked into a restaurant. I was accompanied by a person that was Caucasian, and they, for a split second, had to go back to the car for something, which left me in the entrance all alone. The moment that the door slammed from behind as we walked in, everyone in the restaurant looked and stopped. There was no person of color in there at all. And I immediately felt like, oh my goodness, where am I? Could something happen to me? Because that particular area had been known for some racial things happening in the past.
And so my automatic thing that I do, which I don't even think about, but it's automatic, is I go over there and I make sure that this cashier person knows, oh, he's with me. And that's just pathetic that I have to do that. Oh my gosh, look what I just did. I just extended my white privilege to my son so that this cashier would leave him alone. And then I think about all the times I may have done that in public with my own husband.
My colleagues were talking about being always aware when they enter a situation that they needed to be aware of their surroundings. They needed to, they may be the only black person around. And in places that I go, I generally look like everybody else. I fit right in.
Being a parent, it does put me in a different position, and I have certainly learned and watched and seen the signals you get from folks, whether it's silent or open, and racism. The one thing I explain to both my children, however, is that I cannot be in their skin. I can never really truly understand what they do face because I'm white. And I would love to be able to take that position, but again, I would be lying to them and to myself if I were to say, I get it, because again, ultimately I really don't get it.
Julius, yes, we are concerned, and my husband has sat down with him and explained to him the world, and he just does not understand how the world could be unfair.
People being tried in the media, oh, well, they this or they that, or finding reasons for them being for them being dead because of, car breaking down, because of, reading in a car, because of being black, really.
I also hear stories of, from our Hispanic community of situations that they've been in as immigrants. And I'm married to an immigrant, but I'm married to an immigrant from the right place. My husband's European. People always think he's interesting, that he's got a really cool accent. Oh, what a wonderful place. We've been there on vacation to Germany. And we always have a very positive encounter that he's with his being an immigrant. And I know that's not everyone's experience.
I'm part of the minority. I'm from a Hispanic community, and sometimes we had a little racist for that. They look how you looks like, and sometimes people are a little mean. I know I have an accent. I know looks like you probably, but I feel like you. I really feel like sometimes I'm not have connection with people, but we are. This is the reason we are part of the church, and we need to be more family, more like I understand you and you understand me. I want to people know we are here. We don't want to take a place for anybody. We are part of this country and this community and this church, and we are family. We want to grow together. I feel like you are not part of this. You are unseen sometimes.
I'm just very fearful for my children, especially my son.
To me, it's become sort of a recent normal feeling, crying for people that I don't know.
When might it happen to me? It hasn't happened yet, but things have escalated to such a point that I feel like I am a target.
At Christ Church Cathedral, our mission is to widen the circle of God's embrace with heart and voice. And right now in our culture, we're so divided and at odds, and the emotions are so raw, that I think our first step to fulfill our mission is simply to listen to one another. And I'm so thankful to my colleagues for sharing the reflections, and I hope that you will receive them with an open heart and an open mind. I hope that you'll share them, and I hope that it'll mean that you will have the courage to share and to listen. Because once we start listening to each other, then we can really begin to do something about these divisions in our culture.